describe a couple of ways that I save money throughout my daily life, and of course, a couple of ways that I use to make money. And I wanted to quickly give you a couple of those tips that any moms over 40 can execute right away. So, if you're a mom over 40 who've been struggling to make any kind of digital sales, you're trying to like spend an insane amount of time trying real hard making any sales, but weren't really making any sales no matter what you do, then this is the way how you could modify this, how you could change that around and get small wins, and then essentially start making sales in other parts of your life. So I'm going to kind of quickly describe multiple areas of your life where you could make some money and save some money. So I'm just going to assume that you already have a full-time job, and I'm just going to make an assumption that you already have a house. So one thing, guys, which you want to do, and this is constantly being overlooked by many moms over 40, is the insurance policy on your home. I'm gonna cover a couple of things, guys, couple of combinations from different areas of expertise. So bear with me. It's not gonna be only from insurance. I'm gonna give you a couple of tricks that you could literally like have money in your pocket, guys. I'm gonna explain some of those tricks for moms over 40. It works really well for that type of mom who already have a full-time job and who already happen to have a house. And it works really well with the type of mom who loves to shop. It also works with the type of mom who wants to get a little bit of wins but can't get any in whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I'm just gonna describe some of those ways for how you could get those wins fairly quickly, simply by looking at your existing life and modifying your existing life slightly to get some wins. And those wins are going to be all over the place. They're right in front of you guys. You're going to be able to save money from all aspects of your life. So squabble up. Let me describe the first way for you to quickly save money in a way that you probably can't even recognize until somebody mentions it. And some of it is going to look like, oh, I already knew that. And some of it is going to be, oh my God, this is fire. So I'm going to go ahead and list a couple of ways for you guys. First, for how to make money, and then first for how to save money, and then for how to make money. So I'm going to list a couple of those ways for you guys. Hello, guys. Hello. And thank you for allocating a little bit of your time. And I figured I'd just take you guys with me for a quick walk. It's a beautiful, beautiful weather. I wanted to give you some ways for how you can make money and save money real quick if you're a mom over 40. Okay, guys? And I feel bad that you have no one watching. So I'll stay. Where are you? Guys, thank you so much. Yeah, like I figured somebody is gonna possibly start watching sooner or later. No worries. So like, guys, look, here's the common problem that I discover with many moms over 40. They hyper focus on one thing, of trying to succeed only in one thing, and just keep going at that one thing without recognizing other ways of saving and making money. And I'm gonna quickly iterate just from a couple of ways that you could do that, how you could save money and make money. I'm gonna cover basic things. So let's say you have a house, right? I'm gonna make an assumption that you have a house. Some of you may not have a house, but I'm gonna make that assumption. Okay, guys. So the first thing, did you know that 80% of homeowners who don't look at their insurance policy? It just keeps going from one year, another year, second year, third year, and they don't look for ways to save money on that. So what I did today, I picked up my phone and just called one of the insurance agents and looked at my policy, and I was like, oh my God, I was paying like almost $3,000 for insurance. And I looked at what it actually covered, and it didn't really, like most of the things that I fix around my house, I fix it around myself, and it just kind of covered like extreme numbers for like property value, like personal property. And I looked at it and I'm like, I never ever gonna use any of that. And my journey stuff around the house, I literally fixed everything up and just leveraged handyman, and I looked at the insurance policy. It just didn't make any sense why I was paying per year like $3,000. So I quickly called this person right away, and he was able to reduce the policy to 1250. 1250. So it's like, okay, well, I mean, that's not a big deal, Rome. I mean, that seems like a little bit of money saving, but I'm not so I'm not so excited about that. Are there any other ways to save money? Okay, I'm gonna keep going, guys. I'm gonna keep going. So this way, either one of you guys can you do a face reveal? You don't have to, guys. Like my jewelry, my content is faceless. That's what I do. That's my niche, guys. I do digital faceless marketing. I have a digital power bundle called ThreadStack, and that's what I do, guys. I show moms over 40 how to do this without ever actually showing your face, guys, and build your own brand, your luxury brand, luxury pet brand, without ever showing your face and just spawn money, guys. But I like, if you guys want to follow me on Threads, definitely I show like a little. From time to time, I may show you guys my face, but it's like 98% of my content is faceless. So guys, look, here's so the next thing I wanted to tell you, the next thing for you, for how to save money. Okay, so I talked about insurance. So probably, and keep something in mind, right now a lot of folks look at their bills and be like, oh my god, my insurance is being renewed. So like, literally, guys, I know many of you are not looking at your junk mail coming in, but today, for the hell of it, I just decided to look at my junk mail to see what's going on. That's what I discovered about the insurance thing. And anyway, some of you will say, well, it's not a big deal. I mean, whatever, you manage to save whatever, like 1,500, slightly more than $1,500 per year. But guys, that like $1,500 per year, I mean, that's a lot of money, guys. Like, did you guys know that you could take that $1,500 and execute a couple of other strategies that I'm going to describe to you next, and show you how to multiply that. We'll show you how to convert $1 into 3 using some of those strategies. But for now, I'm just gonna list the next things for how you could save money and how you could make money. Okay, so some of you already have. I'm gonna make an assumption that you have a full-time job. I'm also gonna make an assumption that you have some side hustle, and I'm also gonna make an assumption that you are filling up your 401k completely. So maximizing your 401k. I'm going to make that assumption. If you're a mom over 40, I'm hoping that you're maximizing your 401k. So the next thing, oh yeah, sorry for asking. Yeah, no worries. So guys, look, the next thing, so look, I'm just going to give you some strategies. What I love to do, guys, by the way, before I keep talking about all those different ways for you for how to save and make money, like my unique way of helping you guys is through multiple fields. In simple words, like, you're gonna see some people out there on YouTube who just talk about taxes, who talk about like one thing only. I'm not like that, because I recognize that we don't live in a perfect world. Life is life. There's many different things in life that happen, and when I see people kind of just talk about only one thing and one thing only, then I know, like, it can't be real. It can't be like a true representation of a person. And because in life you have many different things, you have many different ways of saving money, many different ways of making money. So if I was to just talk about insurance, obviously that wouldn't be good for me, and it wouldn't be good for you. So what I do is I include different combinations of money saving and making techniques that are most compatible for any kind of moms. But of course, if you're like mom on a go who happen to have RV and traveling, I also have some of those strategies for you for how you could make money on the go, creating content for brands and promoting their products. And heck, I even have a program for you guys for how to do so in a way where you don't promote any of your brands and just become a brand, like let's say a luxury pet brand, building your products and just promoting it, buying a bunch of cheap products from China, differentiating it a little bit, and selling it for more profits. And of course, guys, this may be nerve-wracking to kind of do some of those business models, but I can assure you guys, with just, even if you are failing in life in terms of making any kind of progress, in terms of making any sales, I see a lot of moms like literally being so stuck on just one thing, not making any sales, and then they give up, and they give up simply because they didn't get any wins at all. So my goal for you guys is to get some wins, so this way you're gonna be so motivated, you're gonna be like, damn, Okay, Ron Wells helped me to get some wins around my life to help me save money on insurance. You know what? I'm gonna have an actionable task for me to do to find out a way if I could actually save a little bit of money on my own insurance. And of course, that's gonna be like the first step. And I'm giving you guys extremely easy steps that any mom over 40 can execute, because I realize not everybody is like a digital guru or like a TikTok shop guru or any of that. I mean, I realize, guys, you have your own life, and that's the only reason I'm kind of giving you all of those combinations. But anyway, go on to the next topic. So let's say you saved a little bit of money of insurance. Now, some of you will say, well, okay, Rome, but what else can I make money from? So going back to 401k. So I'm just going to make an assumption you have 401k, you have maxed it out. But did you guys know? Let me see what chat is saying. Asking, you're lagging. Everybody watching the screen, spamming with the chat for this man, and double click the screen on top to hit while subscribe button. Oh my God, yeah, thank you for shout out. I really didn't think I was lagging, but I guess around the neighborhood while you walk, it's quite easy for you to start lagging. And I was thinking about changing the plan, which speaking of which, I wanted to give you guys another way of helping you guys save a little bit of money. In my particular case, I have an expensive phone plan. I'm paying like $140 per month just for my Verizon bill. So probably what I should be doing, and once again, when I looked at my junk mail today, what did I see, guys? I saw an offer from T-Mobile. Now, in my particular case, I'm a full stack cybersecurity cloud engineer. So I really need to be connected at all times. And T-Mobile, historically speaking, wasn't really the best kind of phone mobile service versus Verizon. But I think it's picking up pace and it's getting relatively better. So perhaps maybe I should go ahead and save even more money with the phone by getting myself into a lower plan, especially when I could bundle the plan together with my wife and make it more affordable. How much more affordable? Well, guys, look, if you use this technique, if you review your phone plans from time to time, especially if you have your phone paid off, you could literally just switch between phone companies and manage to save yourself another, like, I don't know, 50 to $100 just per month. And if you do the math, $50 to $100 per month from saving, in combination with just looking at your bill for insurance and saving money from that, and out of a sudden you're looking, I don't know, let's just do a rough math. So let's say I saved $1,500, for example, just $1,500 on insurance, because I looked at the numbers and I was like, oh my God, I don't know why I was overspending. So now I'm like, all right, well, what about the phone? Oh, I could save $100 a month on the phone. Okay, well, 100 times 12, what, 1,200? So 1,500 plus 1,200, so 1,700, basically close to 3,000. So we're talking about close to 3,000, like $2,700 per year saving. Okay, how can I go ahead and do more? What else can I do to save money? So, and of course, I also cover, guys, for how to make money. I keep going back and forth, guys. So, but going back to like your 401k situation. So imagine that you already, guys, filled out your solo 401k. And imagine, and thank you guys for subscribing and liking. Thank you so much. So imagine you filled out your solo 401k. Regular 401k. Now it's the mid of the year, guys. Now here's what I want you to do. This is something that you probably won't hear a lot of people talking about it. I mean, typically what happens, moms over 40 kind of end up going to some YouTube channels, listen to some guru who explains taxes, and then you get lost and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to correlate all of those things, recommendations from tax gurus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it super easy for you to understand what you could do with your 401k and what you could do with an additional 401k that you're going to open up as well, if you haven't already opened one up. Now, some of you will say, well, Rome, how can you have two 401ks? I thought it was not possible to do. Guys, look, this is the reason why. You want to make sure that whatever it is that you're listening, you feel like, okay, so whatever it is that you guys do, just remember, when you open up solo 401k, so let's say you wanted to save extra money with additional 401k. So how does that work? Before me talking about the concepts of and mechanics for how to actually open one up or any of these reasonings, the most important part for you guys to understand is why on earth should you even have two 401ks? And let's just say you were able to have two 401ks. How can you make money of it out of it? How can you save money out of it? Well, guys, look, with 401k, especially if you get solo 401k and you're doing a bunch of side hustles, let's say you're going out taking pictures, doing a little bit of Uber Eats, or doing any other kind of side hustle, you're generating a little bit of income. That income translates into money. So, guys, that income you could deduct directly from your solo 401k. Now, so what does that mean? There's a limit, IRS limit that you're gonna have to satisfy from your regular full-time job, because you have a W-2. You gotta basically max out your 401k. But guess what? If you have a part-time job, maybe you're doing a little bit of Uber Eats, maybe taking pictures and getting paid for that as well, or any other kind of side hustles. Well, guess what? You could actually go ahead and take that 20% of employer contribution from that particular income stream, and you could contribute that into your plan, into your investment plan in your solo 401k. And then what you're going to do with that, the rest with that money, you're just going to invest that. Now, how do you invest? Don't worry, guys, I'll show you how to invest as well, and take you from saving money to making money, and doing this on your own terms, on a go, or if you're staying at home, and explain to you exactly how you could actually take that money that you put into your solo 401k and make even more money out of it. And of course, for whatever it is that I mentioned to you, from the amount of money that you're going to be saving from your insurance policy, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what else you could do with that $1,500. And at this point, I think we're talking about $2,700 of saving, right? This is, I think, between the phone and insurance, between all the stuff, we're talking about $2,700 per year, right? So keep that number in mind, guys. And I'm going to be showing you what you're going to be doing with that number, and how you're going to be increasing that number, especially if you have a little bit of money coming in from short-term income, whether you do an Airbnb, or if you're doing a little bit of gig economy, kind of a drop shipping from China, some of the products, and reselling them for more. Don't worry, guys, if you don't have an extra side hustling income. But one of the requirements for solo 401k, and for you to be able to place a little bit of money into it, is that you actually got to have that income coming in. And don't worry, guys, I'm going to engineer for you a path, so this way you can learn how to build that income. So this way you could do this on a part-time basis, and that's not even going to be a problem. Then you're going to be motivated. At this point, your brain is trying to open up. It's kind of like I'm trying to do a little surgery for you. A little surgery. Yeah, at this point, you're kind of thinking, okay, Ron Wells talked about saving money. Now he's talking about, he literally iterated through all those different concepts, from taking a home, saving money on a home from insurance. Okay, he talked about the phone. I saved a little bit of money on the phone. Okay, now what is he talking about now? Solo 401k. So guys, this is the style of learning you're going to get from me, as whenever you see me going live. This is the style of learning you're going to get from me at exponential learning effectiveness rate than any other course out there for moms over 40. Because guys, literally, it's not even a course. It's just me giving you guys tea. You drink that tea, and you save money, guys, and then you make more money, obviously. At this point, your brain is trying to keep up with this information. It's trying to figure out, well, where the hell am I going to get the money for solo 401k? At this point, your brain is struggling to figure out, why do I even need solo 401k? But the bottom line is, guys, what you want to do, you want to reduce your taxable income from the top to the bottom. So whenever you go to your accountant is going to be like, yo, you could save some money. But your accountant doesn't know as much as Ron Wells knows about you moms over 40, in terms of high cardinality, heterogeneous complexities that you're being introduced on the everyday life as you're trying to do all sorts of chores, take care of kids, getting everybody gifts, having a really busy life. And of course, why? The reason why is because accountant is in their own set. They kind of look at only what matters to accountants, but they don't really have that expertise, like a multidimensional expertise of being able to see you as a person from multiple angles and perspective of what you truly need and want. And what I do is I make it easy for you guys to understand those perspectives, so this way you can discover something that is almost impossible to discover unless you actually joined one of those live workshops. So anyway, going back to what I was saying. So remember, guys, that so far I talked about $2,700, right? So I managed to show you how to save $2,700. right? Boom, I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you how to get 10 extra G's. Ready, guys? I'm gonna explain to you how you could get $10,000. Now, like imagine just $10,000 laying down on this floor, like on this road. I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you how to do it. In my community, there's close to 100 coaches and close to 100,000 side hustlers. What we do in our community, it's a private community, guys. It's closed to public unless you're invited, like by invite. So in this community, we have coaches that provide, that literally shows you how to apply for grants. So in simple words, if you're mom over 40 and you have a business, let's just say I'm gonna kind of pivot a little bit more and tailor this conversation in the direction of moms over 40 who have a full-time job, plus they have a side hustle, and those moms are mompreneurs, they're side hustleneurs, possibly even solopreneurs, and possibly even the type of moms who have their own business for the past 2 years. So bear with me, I'm gonna go ahead and crack this whole puzzle for you so this way you can understand how to combine all of those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities to help you save money, make more money, so this way you have more time with your pets, cats, kids, and dogs. Okay, guys, let's continue. So the most important thing for you guys to understand is I'm gonna switch back to 401k. Okay, so the most important part for you guys to understand with 401k is you could contribute up to 20% of employer contribution. Now I'm gonna go ahead and increase the complexity. But before I talk about, I talked earlier about grants. I talked about how you could get that $10,000 grants, but I pivoted back to the 401k. I'm gonna get back to the grants a little closer if you continue listening, guys. So this style of pivoting between multiple high cardinality heterogeneous complexities while bouncing those ideas around is the style of learning that you're gonna get from me. This is incredible style of learning that just increases your like learning effectiveness exponentially. It's more stronger than step 1, step 2 sequential approach. What I do is I literally show how my neural connections work in my brain and show you guys multiple ways for how you could learn all of those things quickly, so this way you don't spend gazillions of like hours watching some YouTube guru and then end up trying everything and be like, damn, I didn't see the full picture because I never joined Ron Wells workshops to understand any of that. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, we go into the grants. I'm going to revisit grants and then I'll come back to 401k. Okay, guys? So I did it twice. I pivoted. So grants. So what is grants? Well, obviously, guys, if you ever try to apply for a scholarship, I don't know, when I was little, I went ahead and when I was going to college, I applied for a couple of scholarships, and to my surprise, I was able to get some money. It was just so easy. I just applied for it, and I got money. And I was just like, oh my God, how's that even possible? How's that even possible, guys? And okay, welcome back, guys. So, and what I did is, I was like, okay, if I was able to get the scholarship, what would be the process for grants? How easy would it be for me to get grants if I have a business? Like, let's say if you're a mom over 40 and you already have a business, guess what? There's some grants available for you it's basically free money for moms over 40, guys. So the same way with scholarships. So earlier I talked about saving money across insurance, saving money across your phone, and now I'm talking about getting additional grant for your business. Why? So this way you could hire coaches that can help you navigate some of those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities to help you earn more money. What kind of money? The side hustling income that you absolutely need in order for you to be able to contribute to your solo 401k. So the solo 401k allows you to contribute 20% of employer contribution. So there's employee contribution and employer contribution. So if you're still with me, guys, if you're still with me trying to figure out like where do you fit in? If you have a full-time job and you're already maxed out your regular 401k, then you cannot contribute additional like employee contribution into your solo 401k. But what you could do, you could contribute employer contribution up to 20% into your solo 401k. So what does that mean? Well, what that means, guys, is let's say if you earned 100 G's and you, out of a sudden, you'll be like, okay, well, 20% of 100 G's, that's $20,000. You could go ahead and take that $20,000, include that into your solo 401k plan and grow that solo 401k plan in a way where where the money from taxes, when you go to accountants, it's not going to be deducted from you. In other words, how should I say that? I think the easiest way I could explain this to you, when you go to accountant, right, and let's say you have a $200,000 job, and you go to accountant, and they're gonna look at your paperwork, and they're gonna be like, oh, this mom over 40 got 200 G's. But guess what? If you had a solo 401k and was able to include 20 G's into that solo 401k, then you're gonna be able to, accountant's just gonna subtract that $20,000 from 200,000. So all of a sudden there's only $180,000. So we're dealing here with adjusted gross income. So adjusted gross income is basically, like you start off with a X amount and you end up in Y amount. So the bottom line is you're gonna spend less money on $180,000. You're gonna get taxed only $180,000 versus $200,000. So obviously that's gonna be savings for you if you do have solo 401k. How much savings? Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and talk about brackets. So if let's say you have a bracket and you're in a 22% bracket. You're probably wondering, well, Ron Wells, I'm not in 22% bracket. I'm 27, I'm 34, whatever the case may be, guys. If let's say you're in 22% bracket, and the only reason why you're in 22% bracket is because you're doing taxes as filing joint with man and wife, that kind of thing. So when you file taxes jointly, you get that percentage, you get that reduction in your tax rate, meaning you actually pay cheaper price for taxes, which is the reason why if you are not doing this and trying to file as a single kind of person, then of course it's going to be kind of stepping on your TP. It's like literally hurting yourself. What you want to do, guys, is file jointly. So this way you get the best tax rate. And of course, guys, imagine this. You are in the process of filing taxes. You already opened up solo 401k. You're now putting money into it. Why? Because you finally have money coming in from because Ron Wells went ahead and explained to you how to spawn money on a go or stay-at-home situation just by buying a bunch of products in China and reselling them on TikTok, Amazon, and other places. So now you have a bunch of money coming in. Now, some of you will say, well, I can't do that. Well, don't worry, guys. I have another path for you. In case if you wanted to get connected with brands, I do have a Feudal Incubator custom coaching program specifically for moms over 40 that shows you how to connect with brands and help other brands get rich, help the feudal lords get rich. Now, of course, in the process of that, you'll earn some money doing that. But some moms will say, well, I don't really want to be helping anybody getting rich. I'd rather want to get rich myself. Well, if that's the case, I also have a program for you that is explicitly designed for business moms who want to actually grow their own luxury pet brand. If you guys haven't seen my content, go ahead and take a look at my content to see how to pull this off. But the idea is you gotta be coming in with some income. You're gonna be generating that income, and of course that's when all of those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities will become much more fun. Because at this point, your brain is be like, oh man, Ron Wells is talking about 401k. Ron Wells is talking about insurance. Ron Wells is talking about TikTok drop shipping. Ron Wells is talking about filing jointly. Ron Wells is talking about this and that. Guys, at this point, it's like a surgery. But guys, all of those complexities you could easily juggle fairly easily. Like in my particular case, I'm juggling multiple high cardinality heterogeneous complexities ranging from having a full-time job, investing in overseas, in Russia, in America, doing short-term rental, having my own luxury brand, having my own talent agency, and doing multiple combination of side hustles in a gig economy. Guys, if you're probably wondering like, oh my God, so guys, can I leave? So you think it's okay if I leave? Yeah, bro, that's fine. That's fine. I used to have 283 subscribers, but since I sub, you have now 234. You think it's okay if I leave? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, guys. I definitely enjoy any kind of subscribers, and thank you guys for being here. But anyway, the bottom line is, guys, you have a lot you have a lot to focus on. So start thinking about your solo 401k strategy. Start thinking about maxing out your HSA. This is something that I talked in previous workshops. Make sure you max the heck out of your HSA. Literally today I was able to probably just with few of those things that I just described, save myself close to like $3,000 in 1 year period. And of course, if you guys want to do the same, just take a look at my workshop. Just watch it from the beginning again, and you'll be able to do the same. But yeah, guys, look, there's many ways for you to pull this off. It doesn't even need to be like saving money through insurance or cutting loose like a goose your insurance company. It could be many other ways. It could be literally you maxing out your solo 401k, maxing out your HSA, maxing out your IRA, especially if you're filing jointly, then definitely you want to, like in my particular case, my wife doesn't work. She doesn't need to work. So what I do is I literally just maximize IRA savings. So $7,000 per year for her and $7,000 per year for me. But how do I do this? Like through what vehicles and what kind of deductions do I get out of this? Guys, look, there's many different deductions, and it could be really time consuming to try to understand any of that, guys. My best advice for you is to not even bother understanding any of that. Just jump into my ThreadStack digital power bundle, have a conversation with me, tell me your situation, and I'll walk you through all of those possible savings and money making decisions, so this way you don't like end up spending too much money in insurance policy. This way you don't end up spending too much money on a supplier from China to order a bunch of parts, to order a bunch of products, and this way you make intelligent decisions. I have a double degree in mathematics. I'm a cybersecurity and cloud engineer, and what I do is I help moms over 40 find their optimal path to freedom. Yeah, guys, so that's basically, and yeah, if you're still live streaming, I'll come back later, okay? Yeah, that's fine, General. And thank you guys for jumping in and being in this chat. Now, guys, now you have the secret tea for how to save some money. But of course, it was only a few vehicles that I described. I haven't even described and told you exactly how to connect them, how to launch them, how to, twine them together with your life. Of course, you're gonna see that. You're gonna learn a bit more, guys, once you rewatch those workshops. I promise you. At this point, it feels like a little brain surgery, and it's unfortunately in the beginning it's going to feel that way, but if you watch a couple of my workshops, you're going to start understanding how to save money, how to make money, how to cut into like coupon world. There's literally a bunch of coupons maybe laying down on your countertops or on your junk mail, and many guys are not recognizing those coupons and not like buying them. You could literally double down coupons and save insane amount of money on groceries as well. Just in my particular case, I make the rule of thumb to buy everything organic, everything, because I think of it like as a health insurance. If I don't buy things, if I try to save money on food and it's not organic, then I immediately count forward all the amount of money I'm going to be spending on doctors. And of course, guys, I also have a life hack for you in case if you want to save money on doctors and medical expenses. What I'm doing in my particular case, I'm using high deductible insurance. If I have a problem, yes, if like a huge problem, I'll take a hit and I'll pay the high deductible. This comes part of my company where I work at, and you could do the same thing. And many companies have a high medical deductible plan, but before spending all that money on deductible, ask yourself, am I going to be like, what is the alternative? What if I don't need to spend high deductible? What if I could travel to another country and have it done in another country and save that money in deductible? And that's precisely what I did and do, guys. And if you wanted to learn how to do this, if you wanted to learn how to save money on health insurance, also, guys, vehicles, they're going to grow, and you're going to be benefiting from that. And of course, you want to make sure that you grow to the maximum abilities. And of course, I show other techniques, guys, for how you can literally, before you travel somewhere, you literally go ahead and make like, I don't know, $1,000, just enough for your tickets and your hotel, and then you travel. And I show how to do that as well, using different types of investment vehicles. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time, and take care.